Join me as I make LaVina Style Cheesecake. Welcome to White Shadow Fare, where I'm making it homemade and I'm making it with love. Sugar, cream, cream cheese, eggs, and vanilla. You will need a springform pan and some parchment paper. In the recipe, they suggested that you use 2 pieces of parchment paper because you need a total of 16 by 16 inches. And they said start off by crinkling your parchment paper, and then you're going to spray that parchment paper with a little bit of water. Go ahead and crumple it some more. You're just making it so that it's pliable.
Where do you go to? I wanna know. How do you do it, that thing you do? Follow you blindly, I'll be your fool. Where do you go to? Where do you go? Where do you go to? I wanna know. How do you do it, that thing?
Go ahead and preheat your oven to 425 degrees Fahrenheit. It calls for an extremely large food processor, 14 cups. I don't have that, so I'm going to be taking half of it out during this process and then mixing the 2 halves together. So you're going to start off with 7 eggs and 2 cups of granulated sugar, which you are going to put in your food processor or in your mixing bowl and let it mix for at least 1 to 2 minutes. You're looking for it to turn a very pale color and all the sugar crystals to have kind of melted in.
Because your presence is unparalleled. Where do you go to? Where do you go? Where do you go to? I wanna know. How do you do it, that thing you do?
It was a requested recipe by my husband. I'm not somebody who really likes cheesecake, but he loves it. And he said this was the best cheesecake that he ever had.
Where do you go to? I wanna know. How do you do it, that thing you do? Follow you blindly, I'll be your fool. Where do you go to? Where do you go? Where do you go to? I wanna know.
To this mixture, you are going to add 1/4 cup of flour, 1 tablespoon of vanilla, and 1 cup of room temperature whipping cream. Now you're going to slowly add in 5 blocks of cream cheese. I start off by only adding 2 at this point in time. Make sure that your eggs, your cream cheese, and your cream are all at room temperature. I let them sit out for almost 2 hours to make sure that they were completely at room temperature. Blend until there are 0 lumps to this. So you will need to take the cover off or use your spatula to kind of scrape around and look and see, are there any lumps? If there's still lumps, you have to keep on mixing. The key to a good cheesecake here is to make sure that it is lump free. So you're going to be stirring for a minimum of 2 to 3 minutes. Because my food processor was small, I am pouring half of the mixture into a bowl that I have off on the side, and then I have to add the rest of that cream cheese. But right now I'm just looking to see, are there any lumps in there that I need to take care of before I do the second half.
Maybe someday you'll be feeling me too. Where do you go to? Where do you go? Where do you go to? I wanna know. How do you do it, that thing?
I've got 3 blocks of cream cheese going in.
Blindly, I'll be your fool. Where do you go to? Where do you go? Where do you go to? I wanna know. How do you do it, that thing?
And it is very thick, and I'm just going to combine the 2 together. And that is all there is to making this. It's so easy.
Must be magic the way that you carry yourself. It's like you got this unspoken confidence, baby, you know it damn well. You get me fired up like holy, you hotter than hell.
Now this is going to get poured into that springform pan, and I'm just going to tap it a few times on the counter, making sure that any major air bubbles come up to the surface, and I have a toothpick there, and I'm just popping a few of them. So you're going to place this on the center rack of a preheated 425 degree oven. You will know that your cheesecake is done when it reaches 155 degrees. It will be puffy and jiggly and very dark on the top, but the crust kind of adds this unique caramelized flavor. It's very soft towards the center, more dense towards the outside, It is supposed to be a rustic looking cheesecake, and this would be extremely impressive no matter when you served it. It would be a great holiday treat, birthdays, something like that. So thank you for joining me here at White Shadow Fare. I hope you will give this a try, and please consider liking and subscribing.